everyone. I'm Amrutha Jayachandran. I'm an artist and an art teacher here in Redmond, Washington. I've been deeply passionate about Indian art and history, and my current work revolves around it. I would like to thank Raji for inviting me to share my story here at Unnati, and also for creating this wonderful platform for all of us. Um, I hope what I say here would help anyone who wants to explore art as well. A little bit about my journey. I was born and brought up in Bengaluru. I have a multidisciplinary background in engineering, design, and art. After completing my bachelor's in computer science, I worked at Accenture India for a couple of years before moving here to Seattle with my husband in 2009. I went on to pursue my master's in computer science from Washington State University at Pullman. And I later studied human-centered design and engineering at University of Washington at Seattle. Now talking about art, it has been a constant my entire life, and I continue to learn and explore. Art has always been my happy space, so no matter what I'm going through, when I'm painting I feel a sense of calm. So for many years, my art practice was just about, you know, I created just for the love of it. It's only from the last 6 to 7 years that I've taken my practice more seriously. Now, art has not been my only interest. I've been interested in a few other things in my life, and I've nurtured these interests as well. I am someone who enjoys books and learning. When something interests me, I like to follow my curiosity and see what I find. In this direction, I've explored photography, visual and web design, user experience design, and I also learned Odissi, which is a classical Indian dance from Dr. Ratna Roy at Urvasi Dance Academy. Through all these self-exploratory projects, what I've discovered is painting is still the medium that allows me to be my creative best. Over the years, I've experimented with various mediums and styles. But my passion for Indian art and history began with the book The Spirit of Indian Painting by B.N. Goswami. I began nurturing this newfound interest by reading more books, independently researching the various art forms, and also taking classes from master artists who practice these art forms back in India, and I continue to do so. In 2016, I started Art for All, which is a series of art workshops based on the traditional art forms of India in association with India Association of Western Washington here in Seattle. Now, the main focus of these workshops was to showcase the lesser known traditional art forms of India, and also to encourage art practice in the Seattle community. Through these workshops, I had an opportunity to teach around 700 participants in a span of 2 years. And students from all skill levels and all ages attended these workshops. And some of them genuinely believed that they could not draw or paint. To have them go back home with this newfound confidence that they can create more art, that was the most rewarding experience from conducting these workshops. And I cannot thank IAWW enough for this wonderful platform they gave me to share my art with the community. Going forward, I would love to teach more and probably drive more people into creating more art. I would like to take a moment here to talk about IAWW. IAWW is a wonderful non-profit here in the Pacific Northwest whose mission is to empower, connect, and serve the Asian Indian community. IAWW does incredible work to address the needs of people from all age groups. There's their senior program, there's the youth program, there's programs for children. Um, uh, One of the programs that is close to my heart is the IAWW community program, which is run under the strong leadership of Lalita Uppala. Mm. Now, coming to a new country was an incredibly overwhelming experience personally, and IAWW is the place where I found my community that I can identify with and also add value to. Um, it is the place where I've met strong women leaders, including Lalita, Sucheta, and Meera, whom I look up to. This organization has incredible volunteers who showcase the value of giving and hard work. You can learn more about the wonderful work IAWW offers at iaww.org. Another non-profit that I have been closely involved in is the Pacific Science Center. You can find them on paxi.org. I volunteer at Tinker Tank, which is a hands-on maker space for children and adults. The motto of Tinker Tank is to design, build, test, and repeat. Tinker Tank offers various engineering and science challenges for all their guests, and here I get to interact with children of all ages and just encourage them to tinker and build things. So my work at both these non-profits has been to encourage experimentation and creativity among adults and children. In April of 2019, I became mom to a sweet boy. Um, and it has been a learning experience to balance motherhood and to carve out time for my art practice. Initially, it all felt overwhelming, but I continued to learn along the way and to make it work. I was someone who loved painting with oils as a medium. I used to enjoy working on big canvases and spend long hours painting. Now, these are not a practicality for me with a toddler at home. So, I slowly have learned to work within the constraints of time, space, and the mediums that I can work with. Though all these changes seemed hard in the beginning, it gets a little easier with time, is all that I can say. My learning from these 2 years of motherhood is to stay flexible, adjust expectation of self, and to be kind with myself. Looking after a young child with no external help at all during a pandemic is a full-time job in itself, and some days when I cannot create or I don't have the energy for it, I just let go and I pick it up the next day. For people who have many interests and do not know where to dedicate their time to, all I can say is to embrace your many interests and to pursue them all. Once you try something, you will either know that you love it even more and you would like to pursue it a little more, or you will know that it is not something you would like to dedicate your time to um, and not go forward with it. Either way, you would have learned a little bit more about yourself um, and you would have picked up a new skill. As Emily Wapnick in her famous TED Talk says, innovation and idea synthesis happens at the intersection of diverse fields. Um, so don't be afraid to pursue your many interests and see where that takes you. If you are someone who wants to create more art but find yourself holding back, um, this is something that my teacher had said to us. Um, Remember that all art is made just one stroke at a time. Just put that one stroke down, take that next step, and then you will know where to put the next stroke. And before you know it, you would have created your own unique masterpiece. Um, Definitely create for the process of creating itself, and not for the end result. Um, is your art good or bad? Will others like it or not? Doesn't really matter. Um, did you enjoy the process of creating it? Uh, did you learn something new about yourself while you pursued it? Can you take this learning forward into your next creative pursuit? Um, these are these are some of the things that really matter. As a person who has come from a tech background, most of my friends and also peers are from a tech space. Sometimes I miss having an artist community whom I can talk to, or ideate with, maybe collaborate on some projects, and sometimes just seek help. So I'm using this platform to reach out to all the other creatives here in the Seattle community. So if you're pursuing music, dance, art, poetry, woodworking, I don't know, any creative field at all, let's connect, and maybe we can all create a community here, for creatives, and collaborate, or just have fun talking creative things. I'm on Instagram as Amrutha Jayachandran. Um, this is also where I share my current work. So come say hi. I would love to meet you. Also, if I can be of any help to you in any way, please feel free to reach out and I would be happy to help. Thank you all for listening. Thanks again, Raji, for having me on Unnati. Have fun with your creative pursuits, you all. Bye.